Hello, my name is Viraj. Alongside me is my partner Kajivan. We are going to present Building Trust in Artificial Intelligence, Machine Learning, and Robotics. Today's presentation will cover the following topics: the introduction, trust, conceptualization of trust, and its antecedents, initial trust, factors of trust, initial trust formulation, developing continuous trust, and finally, the conclusion. The explosive advances in technology in this digital era has brought along with it an enormous explosion of data. It is physically impossible for a human or groups of humans to analyze the large amount of data available. Complex and robust models and algorithms are required to exploit the publicly available data in order to extract meaningful information. Artificial intelligence is one of the technologies used to derive information for such complex and robust models. Advancements in artificial intelligence, AI, has brought AI more prominent in public perception, from AlphaGo beating 18-time world champion to self-driving cars being able to change lanes, brake, and navigate roads. AI has slowly become an integral part of our everyday lives. Encroachment is expected to intensify with AI's rapid advancements. However, can this technology be trusted? People's trust is key in ensuring the acceptance of AI and its development. What is trust? Trust can be expressed as trusting beliefs, which are a set of specific beliefs dealing with benevolence, competence, integrity, and predictability. Trust also can be trusting intentions, willingness of one party to depend on another in a risky situation. And finally, trust can be a combination of trusting beliefs and trusting intentions. Trust is a primary reason for acceptance. Trust is crucial in all kinds of relationships, such as human social interaction. Trust can also define the way people interact with technology. Trust is dynamic. Trust is typically built up in a gradual manner, requiring ongoing two-way interactions. There are different kinds of trust. There is interpersonal relationships, which occur between humans. Both the truster and trustee are humans. There is also a human technology or machine relationship. This occurs when the truster is human and the trustee is either the technology or the technology provider. In the previous slides, we established what trust is. Now we are going to investigate some concepts and antecedents of trust in interpersonal relationships and trust people have towards specific types of technology, such as mobile and information system. First, we're going to look at trust in interpersonal relationships. In this context, we're going to look at interpersonal trust in organization. Here, trust is the willingness of a party to be vulnerable to the actions of another party based on the expectation that the other party will perform a particular action important to the truster, irrespective of the ability to monitor or control the other party. This can be summed up by saying being vulnerable implies that there is something of importance to be lost. Making oneself vulnerable is taking risk. Trust is not taking risk per se, but rather it is a willingness to take risk. Antecedents of trust in organization can include ability or competence, benevolence. To what extent is a trustee believed to want to do good for the truster? And integrity. Trustee adheres to a set of principles that are acceptable to the truster. Now we are going to discuss trust people have towards specific types of technology. In particular, we're going to discuss trust in mobile commerce. Here, trust has three characteristics. 1. Truster and trustee. 2. Uncertainty and risk. 3. Honesty, benevolence, and lack of betrayal. Trust also has 2 stages of trust building. The first stage is initial trust formation, and second stage is continuous trust. The conceptualization of trust in human-machine interaction is however slightly different compared to trust in interpersonal relationship, in which the truster and the trustee are both human. The trustee in a human technology or human-machine relationship can either be the technology per se or the technology provider. Furthermore, trust in technology and trust in the technology provider would influence each other. Here we are going to discuss trust in human-robot interaction. Here, trust is the willingness of people to accept robot-produced information and follow the robot's suggestions, share tasks, contribute information, and provide support to the robot. Antecedents of this are human-related factors, such as abilities, characteristics, or personalities, robot-related factors, such as performance and attributes, and environment factors, such as team collaboration and nature of task. In the previous slides, we discussed how there are 2 stages of trust building: initial trust formation and continuous trust. However, we have not yet defined them. What is initial trust? Occasionally, the truster can decide whether to trust the trustee prior to getting first-hand knowledge of the trustee, and without any kind of prior experience with the trustee. Initial trust is the first impression. This will affect the trust. Trust will be built based on the individual's disposition or institutional cues. Trust in AI versus trust in other technologies. Trust in technology is determined by 3 characteristics: human, environment, and technology. Human characteristics is one's personality, disposition to trust, and the trustee's ability to deal with risk. Environment characteristics refers to the nature of task, cultural background, and institutional factors. Technology characteristics include performance, process, and attributes, and the purpose of the technology. Here we have the visualization of the trust in technologies. The human characteristics is divided up into 2 groups: personality and ability. The truster's personality or disposition to trust could be thought of as the general willingness to trust others, and it depends on different experiences, personality types, and cultural backgrounds. Ability usually refers to the trustee's competence, group of skills to complete task in a specific domain. Environment characteristics. Tasks can be of different natures. For example, a task can be very important or a task can be trivial. Cultural background can be based on ethnicity, race, religion, or social economic status. Cultural background can also be associated with the country or a particular region. Institutional factors indicate the impersonal structures that enable one to act in anticipation of a successful future endeavor. Finally, we have technology characteristics. Here we have performance, which indicates how well technology can perform a specific task. We have process, which is the steps it takes to perform a specific task, and purpose. What is the task it is designed to take?
Thank you, Raj. Hello, everyone. My name is Gajivan, and I'm going to be talking about what are the features that affects trust building and how to improve upon trust building. Initial trust formation, it involves representation, image or the perception of the technology, review from other users. Those affects the initial trust formation. including transparency and ability to explain like why a certain decision was made or how technology works, and also trialability where the users can actually try it out before they commit to that technology or the solution. And when it comes to continuous trust development, usability and reliability matters, collaboration and communication, sociability and bonding, security and privacy protection, interoperability, and also job replacement. So likely if someone's job is going to be replaced by that technology, and less likely they will trust that technology as well. And goal, if it's improving overall betterment of the humanity or if it's actually affecting in any negative way. Those are the things that will affect the trust, initial trust formation as well as the continuous trust development. Initial trust formation, representation. A representation plays an important role when it's initial trust building. That is why humanoid robots are popular, and the robot looks more like a human, the easier for people to establish an emotional connection with it. A robot dog, for example, is an AI representation that human finds easier to trust. Dogs are humans' best friend, and representation of loyalty and diligence from that robot presence. Image perception, and this is where robot has a bad reputation, given sci-fi books and movies have given a bad image. For example, Terminator-like images. When intelligence we create gets out of control, artificial intelligence or strong or AI can be a serious threat, and this image perception will affect the people's initial trust in AI. And reviews from other users. It's given how we interact today. Everything is review based. We look at a product that we like and we look at the review, and likely a positive review towards a technology or AI will impact the initial trust formation as well. Transparency and explainability plays a big part in creating the initial trust. Given if a program can explain itself or justify itself of the behaviors and decision, it will the users are willing to trust it more. And one of the challenges in machine learning and deep learning is the black box or the machine learning. Like basically, we don't know how exactly the technology learned and what or how it makes the decision from that. And this affects the trust. Trialability means the opportunity for people to have access to the AI application or the technology before accepting or adapting it. Trialability enables enhancement of understanding. Developing continuous trust. Trust building is a dynamic process involving movements from initial trust to continuous trust development. Continuous trust will depend on the performance and purpose of the artificial intelligence. Usability and reliability. Performance includes the competence of the AI in completing tasks and finishing those tasks in a consistent and reliable manner. The AI application should be designed to operate easily and intuitively. There should be no unexpected downtime or crashes. Usability and reliability contributes to the continuous trust. Collaboration and communication. Although like most AI applications are developed to perform tasks independently, the likely scenario is people would work in partnership with intelligent machines. Whether the collaboration and communication can be carried out smoothly and easily will affect the continuous trust. Sociability and bonding. Generally, we know like humans are social animals, and continuous trust can be enhanced with social activities. As we given the example of a robot dog that can recognize an owner and show affection, maybe treat it like a pet, and establishing an emotion trust is easier. And similarly, like a humanoid robots, where it can recognize you and interact with you at the human level, could be considered much more of a trustworthy device. and security and privacy protection. And people are concerned about the data it needs to learn, given it uses a large set of data to learn real world applications. And that's one of the challenges with machine learning. People are unlikely to trust like technologies that are too risky to operate. Interoperability. Design interoperable models and provide the ability for the machine to explain its conclusions or actions. It should be more open on exactly how the decisions was derived, and help users understand, rationalize for the outcome and the process of the deriving the results. Job replacement. Artificial intelligence will or likely surpass human performance in many jobs and replace human workers. AI will continue to enhance its capability and infiltrate more domains. Concern about the AI taking over job and replacing human employees will impede people's trust. In artificial intelligence, many jobs will be impacted, like about 800 million workers, which is about 1/5 of the global labor force, might lose their job because of AI. And providing retraining and education to affected employees will help mitigate this effect on continuous trust. Since artificial intelligence has the potential to demonstrate and even surpass human intelligence, it's understandable that people see AI as a threat. And ethics and governance of artificial intelligence needs more attention, and it should have governance around how the technologies are being used, and if it's being used for overall improvement or development of the human race rather than destruction of the human race. And conclusion. AI applications will become more and more prevalent, which is not going to change. And trust is crucial in development and acceptance of that AI technology. And ethics and governance of artificial intelligence are areas that needs more attention. That whether it's government policies or regulations around that to be addressed, some of those issues. To enhance trust, practitioners can try to minimize the technological features in AI. Seems based on performance, process, and purpose. The representation of an AI as a humanoid or loyal pet will facilitate initial trust. The information and perception of the AI as a terminator will hinder initial trust, given that that's the image a lot of us think when it comes for robots, for example. Critical for artificial intelligence to be transparent and able to explain its behavior or decision. The ability to try out an application will have an impact on the initial trust without them having to commit to the technology or buy the technology. Continuous trust will depend on the performance and purpose of the artificial intelligence. An application that are easy to use and reliable can collaborate and interface with humans, have social ability and facilitate bonding with humans, provide good security and privacy protection, and explain the rationale behind conclusions or action will facilitate continuous trust. A lack of clarity over job replacement and displacement by AI, along with AI potential threat to existence of human breed, distrust and hamper continuous trust and development. At the end of the day, trust is a cornerstone of humanity's relationship with artificial intelligence. Like any type of trust is in AI takes time to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair once it's broken. Thank you for your time.